So here I am on the WSI Braun Media website. Previously I showed you what you need to do in order to log in, and here I am logged in. And when I get here, I'm automatically on what's called the dashboard. You can see here on the left sidebar that your main tabs for navigating around the back end, which is back end simply means the editing portion of the site that only you or agents of your company have access to. The general user will not have access to this to edit any of your information. So again, here I am on the dashboard. We see that we have a traffic graph and we have a live feed of the most recent activity in terms of interaction with the website by your visitors. In this example, I've got, I can see that people have opened up a newsletter that we've sent from the site, where they've sent contact forms, and so on. When we get to those portions of the training, I'll explain those in a little bit more depth. But let's take a look at the site. And again, in an earlier training, we had shown that we have the home page and we have our interior pages. For this example, I've got the search engine optimization page on the WSI Braun Media site to show you. So if I wanted to edit a page, which is what this training is about, is editing pages and their content. Once I'm on the dashboard, my pages are edited from what's called the Site Manager, which is this second tab down. I click on Site Manager, it drops down, and I'll be able to choose pages. You're going to see in the training that there are some different navigational elements in here than what you see, only because I have different admin permissions than the average user would have. However, editing pages is exactly the same for you as it is for me. It says pages right here in the first tab, and I'm going to click that. And what we see when we first get here is a list of all the pages that I have available to me on the website in order to edit. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to scroll through. And I can go down here. There's the tab navigation, otherwise known as pagination. And I can scroll through till I find my search engine optimization page. I see I've got my SEO page right here. And if I click this, it's going to open up the page for me to edit. Or on the right side, I can edit the page. So I'm going to click on SEO in order for me to see the page itself. This is what the general editing side looks like. So you won't need to change the page name. You won't need to change the page title, especially if we've done SEO on the site. You'll want to leave this the way it is because we've done our keyword research and we've got the page title composed in a certain way to signal the search engines in a very specific way. The page URL is right here. You won't need to change that either. If you did, the problem with that is if anybody had linked to the old URL and tried to visit your site, they would come up with an error page, and you don't want that to happen. If you need to change your URLs for whatever reason, please do give us a call, and we will change those for you and program your website to not deliver a broken page. You won't have to worry about the folder or templates. Really, when it comes down to it, you're going to want to deal mainly with the page content on your template. So when we first arrive here, we see that we are in the design mode. And what this tries to do is show you how your content looks when a user sees it. So for example, I've got my image here, which is my header. I've got this in bold. I've got my text here. Another piece of it is bold. So let's just compare to my web page. Here are those same sections on the website itself. So let's go back. Up along the top here, we have a series of icons. And these will help you format your text because we can change formatting just like we can in an email or in a word processor where we can make things bold, we can make them italic, underlined, we can further format text to be left justified, which you should probably do at all times, center, right justified, and so on. So that's right here is the formatting of the text section. Right here we have an icon to create numbered lists. We can create bulleted lists. We can change the font or font color. I would avoid doing that in order to keep your design consistent. So while it's fine to bold, italic, underline, that's okay. We can also change the style of the text to be a large heading, and they go down as they go up in number. They go down in size. We have a number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and so on. And here's our regular paragraph texts. Again, you can change the font. I would avoid doing that because the design is created in specific fonts based on the best practices and the best value that we can give you in terms of a design. When you start making web pages with multiple fonts, your visitors might become turned off and leave your site and not come back, or leave your page at least. So we want to try to keep styling the same. Let's get into the nitty-gritty, though, of actually changing text. So in this example here, what I've got is a page that's already been created. And we can see we've got some images in here, and we've got a video, and we'll get to that in another training. I really just want to focus on text content. So with this, we have a page that has text content already. And if we wanted to edit this or add to it, it's as simple as using a word processor. We can place our cursor wherever we may want to change the text. So let's say, for example, let's take my heading here, and I'm just going to highlight it. I'm just going to click once and drag over it. Now that it's highlighted, the system knows and my browser knows that I want to edit that section. So I can see here in my formatting that I'm using heading number 2. We could easily change this to a number 1. We could easily change it to a number 4. Again, without changing my design, I'm going to leave it the way it is. I just wanted to show you a quick example. If I wanted to add words, I could place my cursor where I want to add them, give it a space, and then here would be where I add my words. And I've done that. I might come down here and I might want to make this section bold, and I might want to take this section out and delete that section, and so on and so forth. Again, it's as easy as using a word processor or emailing. So now that I've made my changes, they're not actually live on the site, and they won't become live on the site until I click update. I've made some pretty drastic changes, including this section right here. I'm not going to click update only because I don't want those changes to go live. Now, I could make my changes, and if I wanted to come back later, or if I needed somebody's approval, I could always save it as a draft. If I made my changes and I wished to see how it looks on the site before I commit those changes, what I do is I save as a draft, and I can click the preview button. And what this will do is it'll open another tab over here, and it'll show me a preview of what my changes would look like. Again, I do want to stress that none of your changes actually go live until you click update. If you did save a draft, when you went back to your pages list, which we saw initially, it would be listed as a draft, and you could always update those to be live. That really is the basic of editing text content. Coming up in the next section, we're going to discuss how to create links within your text. Thank you.